Hi, I'm Nathan Lusk from Warrior with a Pen Games, and today we're going to talk about a brand new game. I've actually had it for a few months, but today's going to be the first time I'm talking to you about it, and it is called Hunting the Tiger. Back in 1564 in Japan, Uesugi Kenshin and Takeda Shingen had battled a few times at a very particular place that was a border between their provinces called Kawanakajima. And in 1564, the fourth battle of Kawanakajima went underway. And during that battle, Uesugi himself had managed to, during the fighting and some of the confusion, had managed to find Shingen's command tent himself. And he busted into it, found Shingen practically unarmed. All he had with him was an iron fan that he used to command his troops. And Shingen was able to fend off Kenshin just long enough for help to arrive and help drive Kenshin off. And for Kenshin, it was a missed opportunity to destroy his arch rival. And for Shingen, it was a great bit of luck that he was able to live through that engagement. The battle continued on a while longer, and then the two sides eventually went their separate ways without a victor being declared, which was all of the battles of Kawanakajima went that way, where no one actually won the fight. And so this game, Hunting the Tiger, is a little bit of a retelling of the fourth battle of Kawanakajima, and it's done a little differently. You and up to 5 friends will each control one of 6 different generals under Uesugi Kenshin. And the way the game works is each of you has to fight your way through Takeda soldiers and then Takeda generals to try to get to Shingen himself in his command tent. Now, each of you basically fights a series of duels trying to make your way to Shingen. And then once there, you're allowed to team up and fight him together because he is absolutely formidable. But every time you defeat an enemy, you go up a level. And what that means is you gain a new ability or some better stats or more attack strength, something along those lines. And we have all of that. All these levels up are illustrated on these cards. Hunting the Tiger, level up. All of your enemies are illustrated on these cards, and they come in 4 different levels. You see these orange ones up front, and then red, and then green, and then Shingen himself is the yellow card. He is always the last enemy in this game. And they get harder as you go. The orange ones are the easy ones. And then each of the 6 generals that you can be are unique. They have similar statistics, but they start the game a little bit differently with a different ability each. And they each have their own special level up that whenever you're doing your levels up, you can get instead of a regular level up. And they're, for the most part, a little bit more powerful, but you never know when they're gonna kick in, when you're gonna get those. And we'll talk about that as we demo the game here. So the 6 different generals that you can choose from are Usani Sadamitsu. He is the lowest health of all of them. They all attack with a D6. They all have a defensive 3. But they each have a different ability and a different amount of health. So Usami, he was really an old man at this point. He starts the game with a level up that you get to choose. So you go through this blue deck, you find what you want, and he starts the game with that level up. It's an ability that gives him a better start than everybody else. But you also have to recognize he only has 4 health. He's the only one that starts with so little health. So that's his kind of drawback, if you will. And the number next to his name, this big 6 right here, that is his speed. He goes after many of the generals that they're going to fight. And he always goes, he is 6th out of 6 in these guys in speed, so he's very slow. Then there's Irobe Katsunaga. Same attack, same defense, like I said earlier. He has a speed of 5. And his special abilities, when you level up, you draw 2 level up cards. You keep the one you want, and then the other one goes back in the deck. He has a starting health of 5. Then there's Amakasu Kagemochi. Same attack and defense. His speed is a 4. When an enemy attacks you, you can force them to re-roll one of their attack dice if you choose to. If he failed all of his attack dice, you don't have to make him re-roll one. But if he succeeds on at least one of them, you can make him re-roll that if you choose to. Did I hold that upside down? There. I'm not sure. The next one is Saito Tomonobu. Saito has a 5 health. Oh, and Amakasu has 6 health, by the way. Saito has 5 health, and he's a speed of 3, and his special ability is when Saito kills an enemy, his next attack, so his first attack on each new enemy after the first, he attacks twice. So it gives him a better chance to get rid of them fast. Murakami is kind of one of the 2 kind of golden boys of Uesugi Kenshin. In Kenshin's army, he was a really powerful warrior. So he has a speed of 2, he has the full health of 6, and his special ability is really, really good. Against Takeda enemies, gain 1 attack die, so he'll roll 2 instead of 1. Gain 1 defense, so he becomes a 4 defense. And add 1 to the attack dice that you roll. So if he rolls a 3 and a 5, it actually counts as a 4 and a 6. And so that's a really powerful ability, but it only works on generals that have a Takeda emblem on them, like this guy. There are plenty of generals, especially starting out, that do not have the emblem. So he would get the bonuses on the Yongbushi here, but he would not get them against the 3 gunners. So his abilities mean nothing sometimes in the first round or 2 when he's fighting people that are not actually Takeda generals, that are just, regular bushi, regular fighters in the battle. And then last, with a speed of 1 and health of 6, is Kakizaki Kageye. And he starts the game with the ability to add 1 to all of his attack dice. So the same example earlier, if he rolls a 3 when he attacks someone, it's actually a 4. He begins the game with that. There is also a level up that does this same thing for your attack, where you get to add 1 to all your dice. So he actually, at that point, when he gets that level up, he adds 2 to all his dice and becomes far more deadly. It's he has a lot more connections with enemies, because the way you attack someone is you roll your attack die, and or dice, once you get multiple dice, and anytime your die or dice comes up higher than their defense, that is 1 point of damage that you've done that gets taken out of their health. So let's do a quick example. I just realized I need some tokens. I'm gonna pull some poker chips for that. We'll get some of these red poker chips to act as damage. I'm gonna take Murakami. He's often a little easier. Well, it depends on your first matchup. In a 1-player game, you also limit this deck down in a 1-player game to far less enemies, so that you're not fighting so many small-time enemies. But I'm not going to worry about that right now, because we're not playing the full game. And you have to have shuffled the level up deck already, and shuffled each level of the enemies separately, so that you're getting a random one every time. And I've also taken Murakami's special level up. So I told you, when you kill someone, you automatically level up. What I did not tell you is that until you've accomplished your special level, you roll a d6 on each of those levels up. And anytime you roll a 6 on it, that's when you get your special level up. So you don't get it until then. Otherwise, whenever you kill an opponent, you level up and you heal 1 health. If you've ever gotten to the point where you have all the level ups you can get, because there are copies of them, there are only a certain amount of levels up. But if you get all of them and then you kill another opponent, you heal 2 points to yourself and 1 point to every ally that's also in the game. But that's only once you're full of levels up. So we're gonna begin, and we've got Murakami. Our first enemy is coming on board. It is 3 Ashigaru. They each have 1 health. The problem is that they each will attack There's my health of 6. They each will attack when it's their turn. Luckily, their attacks are pretty weak. I'm gonna need a D4 for their attack. I forgot about that. So let's grab that. I know I've got one in here somewhere. Got way too many dice. Way too many dice. Let's see. That's gonna be really hard to find. I'm just gonna have to splash them on the table. I'll do it over here. There's one. Oh, that one's impossible to see. Let's try for an easier one. Where'd that green one? I just saw the green one. This is, man, what a great video, right? This is amazing. I'm not, oh, there's one right there. There's a yellow. There we go. So these Ashigaru use a D4 for their attack. So they each have 1 health. They each have a defensive 2, so I just need to roll a 3 or above to kill one. And I am faster than them. My speed is a 2, their speed is a 4. So here we go. We're beginning hunting the tiger, and Murakami goes first. I beat their defensive 2 by rolling a 5. So I kill 1 Ashigaru. Now there are only 2 left, and now they get to take their turn. So the first one beats my defensive 3. The second one beat my defensive 3. Have I mentioned to you, have I mentioned to you how terrible dice are to me? They hate me. So now we're in round 2 of the same fight. At this point, other players would also take their turns against their opponents. And then once everyone's gone, it's back to me. And this game moves fast. So here we go. We're attacking. We kill another one. Boom. Now there's only 1 Ashigaru left. And he did not hit me that time. My turn again. I got him with a 6. So now that the Ashigaru are dead, this gets put in the discard pile. I level up, but before I draw that card, let's see if I can get my special level up. I did. I rolled a natural 6. And so now I got my special level instead of one of those. Since I killed someone, I heal back 1 point of health. And so now I attack the same, but when I roll a natural 6 while I'm attacking, it deals 2 damage instead of 1. That's my special ability. So now we go to a new opponent. This time it's a Ronin. He has 2 health. He rolls a d6 when he attacks, but I am still faster than him, so I get to go first. Come on, natural 6. I failed, but I hit his defense. His defense is the 3. I rolled a 4, so he loses a health. Now it's his turn to hit me. He rolled a 1. That's a failure. My turn. Whoop. I rolled a natural 6. So if he had more than 1 health, I would have hit him for 2. That Ronin is now dead. And since I already have my special level, I take the next level up on top of the deck. It says deadly. After you hit an enemy, roll a d10. If you roll a natural 10, you kill that enemy instantly. So let's pull a d10 out of here. I'll start using that. And so now I'm still only rolling this for attack, but every time I hit someone, I roll this and I have a 10% chance of killing them. Next opponent. My gosh, I can't find people that are Takeda generals at all. It's another Ashigaru, 3 of them. Same as the first time. Here we go. 4 makes a hit, and now they attack. Oh, let's see if I kill all 3. I did not. Now they make their attack. If I can pick that up. They missed me, and the other one hit me. Now it's my turn. I rolled a natural 2. That does not beat their defensive 2, so I did not kill one this time. And I don't get to roll the 10. Then they attack. One of them rolls a 2 and misses. The second one rolls a 1 and misses. Now it's my turn again. I rolled a 3. That beats their defensive 2. And now let's see if I get the insta-kill. I did not. Now it's his turn. He rolls a 4 and hits me again. And now it's my turn. That's twice I've rolled a 6 when I didn't need a 2 damage. But I kill the Ronin. I get a new level up. This time it says if I max out an attack die, so if I roll a natural 6, I get to keep that hit and then roll the die again. So that's pretty good. I'd rather have more dice, but at least we're getting decent stuff here. So now we move on to our next enemy. It's another Ronin, not a Takeda general. I'm I'm getting hosed here on my enemies. Here we go with the attack. 6, kills him. Boom. Apparently the dice are going to be good to me today. That levels me up again. Oh, there we go. Mighty. I get an extra attack die. So I'm putting that one there. Now when I attack, I get to roll 2 dice. Oh, I forgot to heal myself 2 points for the 2 guys that I recently killed. And now I pull up another opponent, but now I've got 2 dice, and it seems, man, another guy without the Takeda symbol. There's 3 of them. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I rolled snake eyes. Apparently the good luck has run out. And now it's their turn to attack me. One of them rolls a 2 and misses. The next one rolls a 1 for a miss. The next one rolls a 4 and hits me. My turn. A 4 and a 5 means 2 hits. There's only 1 gunner left. And his roll misses me. Oh, I forgot to see if I insta-killed him. Well, it was my turn. So he still misses me, but I did not insta-kill him. Now it's my attack again. Oh, I get to roll 2 dice. And that beats him. Gunners only have a defense of 1, so that 2 actually beats him. And I killed another one. We level up again. Deadly, that's a skill I already have. You cannot have the same skill twice, so it goes to the bottom, and we draw the next one. Dice show, I get another attack die. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Now when I attack, I roll 3 dice. Unless it's a Takeda general, then I roll 4. And so now we're starting to get pretty strong here. And here we go, our first Takeda general. It's a young bushi with a health of 3 and a defense of 2. So put 3 health on him. But since he's a Takeda general, I get an extra die. My defense is a 4 instead of a 3, and I add 1 to all my rolls. So this is about to get stupid. I rolled 2 3s and 2 4s, which means 2 4s and 2 5s, which is 4 damage. That 3 health bushi is dead in 1 stroke. I level up again. I get skilled. My defense is now a natural 4 instead of 3. And we go to the next enemy. It's 3 gunners again. Now I think you're starting to see how well I'm able to steamroll through these guys. Now gunners are the ones with the defense of 1, but they don't have a Takeda symbol, so I'm back down to my natural 3 dice. My attack, oh, and I've healed a couple of times since I last remembered. My natural attack, I don't get to do anything special. I killed 2 of them because one of them was a 1. And then he attacks me back. He rolled a 2 and missed. My attack on him obviously kills him. That gunner is dead. I get my level up. I gain 3 maximum health, and then I heal 3 health. So I get to tack on 3 extra health to myself. Now my health is 9, and I'm a much tougher dude. The game progresses. You fight more enemies until you finally get to Takeda, and he is not fun to fight. The generals get better as you go. Let me pull one of the reds. This is level 2 general. It's Tsuchiya Masatsugu, and he has a really weak attack, but he's got a high defense of 4, a medium amount of health of 4. That's just a 2nd level guy. There's a few bushi in there too. A few other 2nd level guys. See, this one has a health of 6 and a really high defense of 5. And his attack, look, is not a D6 anymore. It's a D8, so he has a little bit better chance of hitting you. Then we get to the 3rd level of generals, and that's where it gets really scary, okay? Yamamoto Kansake, he starts out with an initiative of 4, but every turn it goes down by 1 point until he's eventually faster than you. If he ever rolls a maximum die of 6, he gets to keep it and re-roll it. He has a health of 7, a defense of 5, and he attacks by rolling 3 dice, just like I am right now. So he's a scary dude. He's one of the really good generals that was under Shingen. I'm flipping through. Here's Sanada Yuki Taka. He rolls 3 dice, has a defense of 5, and a health of 6, and he gets to add 1 to each of his dice. So he's a little bit more competitive, so on and so forth. Then we get to Takeda himself, and he is terrifying. Defense of 5. His attack is 4 6-sided dice. If he maxes out a die, if he rolls a natural 6, he gets to keep it and re-roll it. He adds 1 to all of his dice. He has a health of 18. And he attacks twice every time he attacks. So he rolls 4d6 to attack, figures out how much damage it was, and then rolls that 4d6 to attack again, to do it again. He is a terrifying opponent, really scary to fight. And he's the tough guy, the tough boss at the end of the long slog to get to him. You're worn out. You're probably short a couple of hit points because of the generals in front of him. And now you're facing this behemoth that, gosh, you really wish your friends would get rid of their enemies and get there too and help you fight against. He is not easy to fight solo. He's easy to get to solo. Because you're able to stack some levels really fast and not be competing with all the other generals on getting some of the better levels up. However, this game has a weighted difficulty, I'll put it that way. Because there's a limited number of enemies in the game, when you're fighting with 4 or more players, you use all of the enemy cards. There are 12 generals at each level, so that's 36 generals plus Takeda himself that you have to get through. But you're not allowed to take a round off. In other words, if there are 4 of us playing and one of them is just not having a good time of it, he's just not rolling well, he's not killing opponents very fast, and the rest of us are mowing through them a bit faster, that player's going to fall behind in levels, but we're still advancing the quality of generals that we're fighting against. And if he doesn't catch up in levels, by the time we get to the end, to Takeda, if he only has 5 or 6 levels, or only has 5 or 6 powers up, instead of the 9 that the rest of us have, he's not going to last very long. The game is actually more difficult the more players you have. And after a certain point, after about 3, the game gets more difficult. Now you have a better chance of getting to Takeda, but you have a worse chance of defeating him the more players you have after 3. 2 to 3 is about the right number. 4 can be really good if everyone is killing enemies at about the same pace, because they'll all level up succinctly and all be ready for each challenge as you go forward. What that means, since there's 12 opponents in every level, you're really using these level 1 opponents, the orange cards, to level up 3 times before you move forward. Because 12 opponents divided by 4 players is 3 each. And so that is how you get some levels under you before you get to the red guys when things become a bit more difficult. You just have to hope that some of those levels are good too. So this is Hunting the Tiger. It's a fantastic new game from Warrior with a Pen Games. It's fast-paced. It is dice heavy, and the fun of it is the challenge. Seeing sometimes it's you're doing well, and maybe your best friend is struggling, and then suddenly they'll catch a rhythm with the dice, get a couple of good levels up, and boom, they'll catch up to you, and the game begins to really move forward at a faster pace. It's got a big boss. It's, in a way, it's a little bit like a video game in that there's a big boss at the end that you all kind of have to team up to defeat. And it's just a heck of a lot of fun to have with a small group of 3 or 4, even as many as 6. I have not seen in a 6-player game all 6 players make it to Takeda at the end. When you divide the number of levels up by 6 players, that's only 6 levels up each. There are 9 levels up that you can get, but there's only 3 copies of each. So only 3 people can get Daisho, and only 3 people can get Mighty. So you see, there's not quite enough to go around. That's what makes the game a challenge, even at 6 players. It actually makes Takeda more difficult when the 3 or 4 remaining players get there and actually get to him and start fighting him, is they don't have all the levels up, most likely, that they could. So this game still needs some artwork applied to it. As you can see, I've got the graphic layout moderately well done. I'm just going to get some better artwork put on it and for the box. It's going to be an inexpensive game. It's going to come with health tokens that are not my poker chips. It's going to come with plenty of dice, and all the rest of it's going to be cards. And it's going to be very affordable, fast-paced, really fun game. Almost a party game, but not exactly, because of the theme and because of the style of combat and everything else. You know, it's not, most people don't play combat games at a party. But it is co-op, so you don't have to worry about pissing your friends off by defeating them or getting mad because they're beating you up. So thank you so much for coming to the gaming table. This has been Hunting the Tiger. I'm Nathan Lusk from Warrior with a Pen Games, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks.